Hello everyone, and welcome back to Holmakra and episode 9 of the survival series. So, obviously I've just pronounced Holmakra correctly this time. Sincerest apologies to my Scandinavian viewers. I realised after recording, and coming to edit the previous episode, after being told how to pronounce it correctly, I pronounced it incorrectly at the beginning of the last episode. So, apologies again, specifically to Mr. Ericsson, who informed me of the correct pronunciation, Holmakra. So, hello, yes, hope you're all well. Here we are now in the month of July. I have fast forwarded June because there wasn't much going on, but we're now at the point where we have a beautiful 2 fields of grass. We have this field here, field 6 if I remember correctly, and field 7, the hill. They're both looking vibrant and green and ready to be harvested, with this field here with an expected yield of 123%. And if I jump into this menu, into the menu to get to this field here we are, the hill, and again, expected yield 123%, so that is absolutely brilliant. What I plan on doing is the field next to the cow pasture, I'm going to mow that and keep that as grass, and that is going to be mowed and picked up with the forage trailer and put entirely into the fermentation silo and turned to silage. And this field, I'm going to do my best to essentially split it in 2. I don't exactly know how I'm going to do that yet, but I'm going to try and do half and half. So it'll be mowed and half will be, well, maybe, I don't know of the exact percentage yet, but I need hay. So maybe half of it, or a percentage of it, will be kept as grass and put into the fermenting silo, and the other half will be turned into hay with the tedder. And if I jump back over here, what I can do, the hay I can keep as loose hay, and it can be stored in my multi-fruit silo over here. The benefits of the multi-fruit silo. This will also it'll take all, basically everything. I can put silage, I can put TMR, straw, hay, chaff, everything will go into this silo, so that's very helpful. But that has also led me to believe that I don't actually need that big expensive baler that I forked out a load of money on unnecessarily, this thing. I don't need any baler, in fact. So what I'm considering doing, just to give myself a few euros of a safety net, so we say, I'm going to get rid of the baler, get rid of the bale spike, because I'm not going to be needing anything in that respect, and I might also get rid of the telehandler because I don't think I need it. I've got the front loader on the case that I can purchase a pallet fork for, to be able to pick up the pallets of eggs. Because as far as I'm concerned at the minute, and we've got a few eggs being produced here, these are the only things I need to pick up with a front loader. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get rid of the baler, get rid of the telehandler, get rid of the bale spike, and then buy a pallet fork, essentially, for the front loader. And I think that should be me done, because everything else can be picked up with the forage trailer and tipped into that silo over there, tipped as loose straw, picked up with a forage harvester and tipped as loose straw into there, because that's the only thing I need straw for, and any excess can be stored in the multi-fruit silo. So, and looking at the value of them, the baler I've got a value of 122,500 euros, and the telehandler is 87, so that's over 200,000 euros that I could have in my pocket instead of just sitting there as redundant metal, so to speak. So I think that would be a wise decision. Obviously I know I made a huge amount of money from the selling of the trees, and initially I didn't want to have too much money in the bank account because, you know, it's meant to be a survival series, isn't it? But the reality is I don't need those things, so I'm going to sell them and I'll figure out how to spend that money. I'm not just going to go and fritter it away on another tractor, because I don't need another tractor. I have 5. That's more than enough. Whether I put it into some more land or whatnot, I'm not too sure, but we shall see. So that's the approach I'm going to take at the minute. So today's work, we started a bit late today. It's 10 o'clock in the morning, but we have the, if I jump back into here, field 7, that's the hill field, and the field here, the grass field, both are ready to be mowed. So, and as you can see, the soybeans are almost ready to be harvested. This is a field of sorghum which was planted a month later than this one. So, and if we go into the calendar here, where's sorghum there? Down at the bottom, yeah. So I think I'm going to have a harvest of sorghum in August and a harvest of sorghum in September. The soybeans will be October, November time. I can't actually remember whether it was April or May that I drilled them, but either way, October, November for the soybeans. And my field of oat is not quite ready to be harvested yet, but as you can see, it's particularly dark green. So I can only assume I'm going to be looking at August for the oat harvest, which is going to be relatively straightforward. That field it looks pretty straightforward. It's the harvest that I'm most excited about, and apprehensive as well to see whether the harvester can cope with the inclines is the soybeans in this field here, field 1, the big field. As you can see, as we all know, looking again lovely and vibrant and green. Expected yield 123% again. But yeah, it's the actual operating of the harvester in this field that I'm very excited stroke apprehensive about in getting it going. So right, anyway, enough of my waffle. I think I've given us a bit of a rundown as to where we are today. We're going to get both grass fields mowed. We're going to get all grass picked up with the forage harvester and tipped into the fermenting silo, and field 7 picked up again, but also partly tedded and turned to hay, picked up and split between the fermenting silo and the multi-fruit silo here. Oh, sorry, no, all the hay is going to go into the multi-fruit silo here to be mixed in the TMR mixing wagon to make total mixed ration for the cows, so that I can get them producing milk, because it would seem they won't produce milk until they've got total mixed ration. So, as you can see from the little display there, they've still got a little bit of food, which is entirely grass, so as time progresses forward, hopefully they'll get through most of that, and then I'll be able to start sticking total mixed ration in there. Now, I know I'm not going to have any straw until my oat is harvested, so I may well fork out a few euros on some loose bales for the total mixed ration, in which case I'll keep hold of the telehandler and bale fork until that time, because I'll need to lift the... Oh, I suppose I could sell the telehandler and just use the case, couldn't I, with the bale fork? I can still sell the telehandler. Yeah, I think that's going to be the approach. I still need to be able to lift the straw bale into the Keenan to get it mixed. So, yeah. Grass into there, hay into the multi-fruit silo, loose bales of straw, and that's our mixing, our feed mix spoken for then, isn't it, and sorted. So, right, anyway, tractors, machines, grass, mowing, let's get doing. Right, we're all hooked up to the mower setup kit stuff, so let's get down this bumpy lane and get straight to it, shall we? We should already have a course set up in this field, for goodness me, set up in this field for the mowers. Let's just pull out and see what we're doing here. Hopefully that yield map will improve now as well. So if let me just, which one are we in here? Field 6, and then the class disco, yeah, load course, activate, jobs are good 'un. Let's bring up, just check we've got the right one. I think that's about right. So, off we go. Let's see if this yield map updates itself as we go. Hopefully it will. Oh, look at that. Excellent. That's much better, isn't it? These cows are going to be well fed and hopefully well stocked up for well, for a little while anyway. We're going to, we're obviously going to keep the grass growing in this field, keep on top of it, and so we'll have a constant supply, and hopefully then cycling through a constant supply in the fermenting silo of silage, etc, etc. But that's brilliant, look at that, very happy with that. Half an hour left apparently on this courseplay course, so we'll get this one done. We need to get the windrower in here, and get it all rowed up and picked up with the forage wagon. You know the score, pick it all up, chuck it in the silo, get it fermenting. We'll get this tractor then, in fact when this tractor's finished here, we'll send it straight to the big steep field 7 and get that mowed. Yeah, and then get tedding and whatever in that field. So let's jump over to the next one here. I think what I'm going to do right away is, yes, I'm going to sell the baler. And I suppose I can sell the telehandler, but I'll keep hold of the bale fork for now so that I can pick up any loose straw bales that I need to get hold of if in order to make the TMR in the mixing wagon. So let's jump into here. Baler, yeah, 122.5. Sell. Yep. And telehandler. Sell. Yeah. Done. Right. Oh, in fact, I will need to sell the bale fork because it's for a telehandler, not for a front loader, isn't it? So let's do that as well. Where are we? Telehandler tools, bale fork, sell. Yeah. And because I'm not going to go for a mission down to the shop just to pick pallet fork up and a bale fork, let's jump in here quickly. Front loader tools. Oh, front loader tools. Manure fork, don't we want one of them? Bale spike, we'll get that. 600 euros, yeah. And pallet fork, pallet fork, pallet fork. There we go. Excellent. There we go. Well, 209,469 euros. That's a half decent bank balance to fall back on for now. So I'm just going to reset that shop trigger just in case. I'll jump in the case and tidy these two bits up, pop them in the shed for now. Yep. Right. So we'll wait for this mower to get done, and then we'll send it over to the big steep hill grass field. This is looking lovely, isn't it? It really is. These cows are going to be very well fed and very well stocked up. This will keep us going for a good while. Expected yield 99. I'm sure I said 97 there for 98, 97. Still more than happy compared to what I was scraping off it before I'd put any work into this field. This is lovely. Right, well, that's that field done. And as you can see, what a glorious yield that has given us. If I just jump into the correct menu there, look at that. There we go. Much better than it was before. It was really patchy, wasn't it, before? So this is much better. So we've still got a decent soil quality underneath us, a half decent pH value, but the nitrogen's not so good, but that'll be updated again when we drill the next seed. So let's send this on its way over to the big hill, field 7, and get that one mowed now as well. And while the action's on its way over to field 7, we shall get the windrower set up in field 6, the one we just mowed. So if I get the big door open here, I think we shall use the 8R for this, the John Deere. Let's jump in, whiz this around the corner, pick up the windrower, and get that running. There we go, windrower's set up. That should... There we go, excellent. There we go, look at that, that's a better row, isn't it, compared to the menial thing we were picking up before. Excellent. So yeah, what I'm going to do, I'm going to run this John Deere with the windrower and the forage trailer in this field while the Action's over in... well, it's not made its way there yet, but when it gets there, and it'll get that job done in there, getting that grass mowed, this John Deere will row and forage this field and get it all put into the fermenting silo. So let's crack on. In fact, let's just see. I'll just quickly flip between the two, save me. Oh, why is that not working? That vehicle mod thing sometimes does that. There we go, right. 26 minutes. About the same time it took for him to mow the thing, wasn't it? So, yeah, we'll leave this one to it, and we'll pick up shortly. And there we go. The mower is off and running in the big hill field, field 7. Now I'm quite intrigued to see how it copes with, well, a bit of water, a bit of lime water there in the bottom. Yeah, I'm intrigued to see how it copes with these hills. Certainly slowing down a bit, but it is getting it done. And I'd imagine the windrow might not be so bad, but the forage harvester, the forage trailer, especially when it's got a bit of weight in it, that's going to take some power. So I might run one of the Fendt tractors in here with that trailer just to make sure it's got the oomph to pull it up the hill. Having hills like this is makes that something that I constantly have to think about, is how much power that each tractor's got and what job they're doing. Come on, up you get. He's doing it, he's doing it. So we'll leave this one to it and pick it back up in a little while. And in the meantime, the 8R's doing pretty well over here with the windrower. Looking lovely. It really is. And I think if I'm correct in saying you get 3 grows from a drilling of grass, don't you? So I think essentially I might just need a light skimming of lime to bring that back up to the right level, and again just a light skimming of fertilizer just to bring the soil back up to the right levels as well, and that should hopefully give us a similar yield in the next grass cut. I'm not sure if it does drop down, does it? As long as I keep up with the lime and the fertilizer, I might still get another 123% yield from the field, but we'll see. Either way, it'll be right. It's be better than what it was originally. And I think now, for the sake of efficiency, with the Claas and the John Deere 8R having similar time left on the course play courses, I'm going to run this Fendt with the pickup wagon, so that when the Claas has got about 20 minutes left in field 7, the John Deere's got about the same left in this field. So when the Claas is done, I'll send him back over here I'll send the John Deere over to the grass field, field 7, to get that rowed up, and this one, the Fendt 1050, can get busy in field 6 there, getting that picked up. And that's one of the reasons why I got the this pickup wagon in the Fendt colours, so it can be towed nicely by a Fendt tractor and look like a decent convoy. So it's the little things, isn't it? What a field though, eh? Quite the hill. Well, there we go. Field 7 mowed. That was a reasonably big job, so I thought I'd stick it into a bit of a time lapse. I've not done many of those time lapses yet, so I had to, and because it's quite a big field and I wanted to try and show the thing in one go, I had to go quite high up, so forgive me if the visual clarity and quality wasn't up to my usual standard. But yeah, so right, this one's mowed. The John Deere 8R has finished in the other grass field, so that's on its way over here. So I'm just going to jump in this myself now and just tidy up a couple of tiny little bits that course players missed. As you'll see there, if I jump into the menu, there's a couple of tiny little bits and bobs that it's missed here, so I'm going to tidy them up, and then we'll get the windrow up in here. Right, and we're off again, this time with a windrower. We've got that course set up, and of course the windrow course can be used as it's like a 3-in-1. I always just rename it as windrow, bale, forage, so you can run either of the three machines with that same course, with it, assuming it's a central rower, of course, like this, which is that's the type I always tend to prefer to go towards instead of the ones that put the row out to the either of the sides, because then you can, as I say, you can use the follow it up with a tractor and a baler or the forage wagon. It'll run the same course and pick up the same stuff. So three for the price of one, so to speak. Now, if I flick through again, just jump back in that one. 22 minutes left on that, so that's not so bad, and we shall get the forage wagon now running in field 6, which is this tractor here. Conveniently the next one in line when you flick through the vehicles. So let's get this going and get it tipping into the fermenting silo, and then we can get that thing activated and get some silage created. So if I just whip it round here, goodness me, those bumps are ridiculous, aren't they? So let's have a look. So if I think the starting point is just ahead of me there, so jump into course play, field 6, windrow, bale, forage, activate that first waypoint, and then what we want to do is, I think it's this one, yep, so field 6, we want to tip at the fermenting silo tip, grass, course play, go. And that should be us, I think. Yes. Again, 20 minutes, although it's not going to be 20 minutes because it's going to be going back into the fermenting silo, but I do hope that the auto drive course will accommodate the width of this tractor. I think it should do. It's relatively tight around the fermenting silo, but we'll just have to stick with it for the first one and just check it can tip right, and that it accommodates the length of this trailer as well, so we shall see. But it's already at 42%, 43, 44, so yeah, we're getting a good yield from this one, and this is a 50,000 litre forage trailer, so excellent. Just what we wanted. Alright, so the first load we've got now, and he's making his way out of the field. I'm just running with it now, just as I say, just to check that the tip points and all that work correctly with the auto drive course, that the width of the tractor doesn't get in the way, he says. Although I think that was the trailer on the lamppost, wasn't it? Come on. Oh, it's going to be pulling too tight into that, isn't it? How frustrating. Right. Bear with me. Right, just made a few amendments to the auto drive course there. Just pulled the nodes out a bit wider around this this little lane. It's not necessarily the width of the tractor that was the problem. I don't think it's the fact that obviously it is a wide tractor, but this trailer has rear wheel steer on it as well. So it just made it a little bit different to when I initially set it up, but hopefully that should just squeeze round, miss that spout. Come on, unload. There we go. Oh, but now he is quite tight here, isn't he? Let's hope that doesn't foul against the lamppost and the tree. Come on, left hand down. Oh, look at that. There we go. Excellent. Let's navigate around there as well without any problems, please. Oof. And we'll just check he gets back to the field okay as well. It's always a good thing just to make sure, just if you do end up wanting to leave a tractor running a job for a while and you don't want any mistakes, just make sure it can run through one loop of what it needs to do. And then you can be relatively safe in the mind that it will get it finished for you. It does frustrate me that it goes extremely slowly before it gets to a target, though. Go on, chop chop. So we'll get to field 6, and then should remember where he was up to before, which was in the distance over there on the far side of the field. And he should just make his way around and join back up where he left off. So far, so good. The tractor's heading out to where he left off before, which was the outer headland. So, yeah, I think we can be safe in the knowledge that this will get this job finished all by itself. So, let's jump over now. I think we can leave this one be, and he will get the... In fact, actually, while we're here, let's just jump into the production menus. Now that we've got a chunk of grass in the... Where are we? Here we are. Grass silage. 58,967. Yeah, because we did have a little dribble in there from when we last filled the cow trough up with grass. There was a tiny little few litres in there, so I tipped that in there, but I didn't start it. So, activate. There we go. Grass silage. Working. Excellent. And what's the capacity of that? So 925,000 litres of grass and 925,000 litres of silage. I think we should have... Well, we'll definitely have plenty of grass for that, so... Brilliant. Right, let's go see where the windrower is up to. Right, well, again, typical me, because I'm a complete tool, I jumped the gun and forgot to run the tedder in this field before the windrower. The windrower had only got a couple of rows round, did a couple of headlands and was starting on the up and down rows, and then I realised, whoops, forgot the tedder. So I've stopped the windrower. I'm going to run this tedder. What I'm going to do now, again, just to make things a little bit easier on myself, I suppose, is just to run this whole field with the tedder, turn the whole thing to hay, and just, yeah, ted it, windrow it, forage it, pick it up, put it in the silo. I may well have initially more hay than I've got grass, but at least I'll have some, and then when it comes to the second cut for the grass, I may well... Well, I probably will. I'll just keep this entire field as grass, mow it, and windrow it, pick it up, and essentially just stock up on the both. So I'll have a good chunk of each. So, yeah, we'll give this one a few minutes. In fact, let's just have a quick flick through, see how long it says. 36 minutes. So yeah, it's not so bad. So we'll pick back up shortly when this has done its job. We'll get this windrowed and picked up and sent to the silo. And while I've been waiting for all these tractors to get the jobs done, I have forked out a few euros on a manure pit for the cows. So this one has a capacity of 4 million litres. And if I just pop into the construction menu to show you which one it is, and it's completely gone, I was on it before. Anyway, there we go. It's the manure pit big by Modding Welt from the Bavarian Farm Pack. I've always liked these guys mods, bits and bobs, because it just looks nice and worn, doesn't it? It's not brand new, it looks a bit dirty, it's got a nice bit of fencing at the top. But yeah, kind of suits the place, suits the area, so yeah, pop that down. Didn't cost too much. How much was it? 2,000. So £2,000, 2,000 euros. So yeah, not so bad. So anyway, yeah, let's wait around, so we say, and in fact we'll have a quick flick through, shall we, and see where everything's up to. The tedder is just running the whole field and has 23 minutes left on that one. This one's just waiting for him to finish, and the 1050 is still picking up the grass in this field and is full and is heading over to the fermenting silo to tip that. We'll have a quick check in the... Run over to the silo here and see how we're doing with it. There we go. So 252,800 and counting down of grass, and 6,120 and counting up of silage. So we're getting there. So obviously this will provide the silage. We've got the hay that will be provided by Field 7 at the minute, and as I said before, I'm going to run the forage wagon with the 1050 and tip it into the multi-fruit silo over there, so we'll have a good supply of silage and hay. The oat field, which is very near harvest. There we go, it's in the nice dark green, so I'm hoping by next month that will be ready to harvest, and that will give us the straw that we need. So yeah, we're getting there. Slowly but surely. Right, that's field 6 completely picked up, foraged, and the last of it tipped in there. I've just finished the last little bits off myself, so there we go, 331 and a bit thousand litres of grass That's decent, that. I've been round and I've picked up every little scrap of grass that was left by Courseplay. So I think what I'm going to do now is, at some point anyway soon, just to keep the yield of this field up for the next couple of cuts, I'm going to give it a very light coating of lime. It's not going to need much, as you can see there. It's already got 6.5, 6.5 of the required 6.75, and the nitrogen's okay, so it'll need another coating of a light coating of fertilizer, a light dusting, as it were. So we'll get that done. But now it's just a case of waiting for the tedder to finish, get the windrow ran, and then this thing can be sent over to the big hill field to pick up the hay. So we'll just pop this here for now. Switch it off. Has it still got the glitch? Yes, there I am. One of me is enough, but no, there's two of me now. Right, in fact, let's just have a quick flick over here. Where are you up to? 7 minutes, right. So, not long to wait now, guys. We'll get this done. We'll get it windrowed and picked up, and I will join you somewhere along the way there. Right, the windrow is actually off again now, finally. It says it's only going to take about 20 minutes, but maybe a few minutes longer given the steep inclines that it's got to deal with, but yeah, it's going, and it won't be stopped this time like before. So yeah, we will probably turn out to have more hay than we have grass initially, but as I say, I plan on obviously just stocking up. We'll have there'll be second cut in this field, second cut in the original grass field, so I could essentially swap them over in a way. I could ted up the smaller field next to the cow barn and turn that into hay, and just grass this one, mow it and pick it up and store it, ferment it, whatever. But either way, we're going to have a good stock of silage, grass and hay. So we shall let this one run its course, quite literally. As I say, about 20 minutes, 25 minutes, give or take. So we'll pick back up when this is done, and we'll get the forage wagon in here and get that working. Right, and we're off. The forage wagon is now in the field of hay and picking up the windrows. So this one is going to take a while, because there's going to be a lot of backing and toing from here to the farm silo to tip the hay. So I think what I might do is throw it all together in a bit of a montage for you all. So I'll see you all in a little while. Right, there we go. That was a very big job, very well done. So, where are we at? Numbers-wise, if I just... Where is it? If I can find the reading in the bottom right-hand side. There we go. 330,337 litres of hay, which, strangely enough, is very, very close to the amount we got through of grass from the other field. So we've got 305,516 processing at the minute and 34,000. So add them two together, 339,000-ish. So we've actually had almost the same. I think we've just had about 9,000 litres more of grass than we have of hay. So that's pretty good. I'm very impressed with that. That did take a long time. That was a good couple of hours of backing and toing with this beast. But I'm very impressed with this pickup wagon as well. I do think, because it's a modded thing and it's got, you know, slightly bigger capacity than the normal ones of this size. Yes, I know it's not the unrealistic capacity with 200,000. I think it's got a very, very slightly wider pickup. It doesn't actually display the width of the pickup in the menu when you go to buy the thing. But either way, it's really good. And if we just pop over to the field, there we go. Turn around. Yeah, I've obviously CORSAIR finished its job, and I went round and picked up all the little straggly bits. So it should be completely clear. So again, this soil state is the same. It's got a reasonable pH value. Lime may need a quick skimming going over, and the nitrogen's okay, but that'll need topping up as well. So I might, because we're not going to be seeding this again, we will get at least another one, possibly two growths out of this. I will run the lime and fertilizer spreader over this field and field 6. So yeah, brilliant. Really chuffed with that. That was a really good job. So a bit miserable now. Rain's coming. It's been coming down now for, well, about half an hour-ish, I think. So I think I'm going to call it here for today's episode. We've done quite a lot. I think in the next episode, in which I think I'm going to allow to start in August, we are going to be ready for our oat harvest, which is going to mean finally turning the key in my beautiful harvester and getting some mud onto this thing for a change, which I'm very, very, very looking forward to. Now obviously that's going to be the easier of the fields. I know the sorghum's going to be relatively straightforward when it comes to harvesting, and the oat field is as well. Again, let's just have a quick pop over there. There we go. I don't think the harvest is going to have too much of a problem with this field whatsoever, but this is obviously very close to being harvestable. So we'll get this done in the next episode, hopefully, and stick that in the silo till it's good and ready to be sold, till the price is right, as it were. And then after that, it will be, I think, the sorghum actually will be... It may actually be ready to harvest at the same time. Let's have a quick peek in the menu here. So oat, where are we looking at? Yeah, harvest season. So it's not harvestable now, and that'll be August time. And sorghum, yeah, I think it's actually going to be oat and sorghum harvest next month. Busy, busy, busy. And then the soybeans, the one field that I am very, very looking forward to doing is obviously the big field over here, field 1, the soybeans. Obviously just to see how the big harvester copes with the almost ridiculous slopes. This is coming on all right. It's looking good. But yeah, I can't actually wait to get the harvester in this field just to see if it does it or not. I really hope it does, but time will tell. But I think the soybeans is, where are we? Soybeans. Yeah, it's at least October, November time. I can't actually remember when I planted them, whether it was April or May. So it'll be October or November when they'll be coming out the ground, hopefully. So, yeah, that's the episode for now. So, everyone, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your time watching my video. I really appreciate it. I really, really do. As always, if you can, hit the like button, leave me a comment, let me know how you think I'm getting on. Any tips or anything like that, let me know. And if you haven't already, I'd be eternally grateful if you could hit the subscribe button. All of these help the channel no end. And obviously if you hit subscribe, you'll be notified when the next episode will be out and so forth. So, yep, thanks everyone. I shall see you in the next episode.